Hello there once again, all you wonderful lovelies. Desirableson, aka Lynn, and allow me to welcome you back to another episode of Active Flirt. Probably the last one I'll do for a while until the game updates again. I figured, I played the initial game for you. I got you the neutral route, I got you the pacifist route, and we even got the sands route, which was a pain in the ass, but I pulled it off. That took an all-nighter. But this one, I wanted to do a little something different. I wanted to show you guys the other endings. The other endings that I didn't show off in the previous videos. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go over all the potential endings that I felt like finding. So let me be all curious again with the game files and see if I can scrounge up little bits here and there. So let my elite hacksaw skills take us away. So I went further beyond in my curiosity, which only proves how evil I am with this game, and uploaded a previous save from way earlier. And for some reason I got a neutral? Asgore died? And it's really weird. But Sans is unlocked though, so it still counts as Sans being unlocked. So I'm gonna see what his ending on a neutral is. Then I'm gonna do everybody else. And then I'm gonna do everybody else again, but in true passion. Sans. Ignore the flower. He's just kind of stuck there. Don't know why. Decided to wander back into the underground rather than go through the barrier, hoping to find Sans. Well, you took a fair amount of time to get out of New Home. You did manage to get back. Naturally, made a beeline for Snowden. There's pretty much one place you can find Sans without fail, and that place is Grillby's. And of course, your instincts did not lead you astray. He was talking with a bunch of others at the bar. So I said back to the guy, "Man, he really had a bone to pick with you, huh?" Couldn't stop laughing after that. Oh, sorry. I wasn't expecting to see you. What's up? Came to see you, dude. Yeah, I can see that much. But, what for? You said you would tell me something. It's probably gonna repeat the same dialogue as in True Passion. Probably. I did, didn't I? Well, don't really want to be the guy to back out on a promise already. So, guess I'll have to say it. But first, could we, go somewhere without so many people? Sans offers uses his hand for a shortcut. Might as well take it. Aw man, I like the song that was playing. Yeah, that one. That's better. Jeez, bud, nearly gave me a heart attack when you brought that up in there. And I don't really have a heart, so that's pretty impressive. I just didn't want to say anything in front of anybody else. Probably a really weird thing to say. Weird thing for me to say, right? Well, there's a reason for it anyway. Only if you please stop rushing me. Sorry. It's just... I don't know how to say it. I shouldn't have told you that I'd tell you if you went through the story again. That was my cop-out to try and not to say it before. And now it's just the same struggle. I should have just not said anything and been done with it. Did you think you could give me a free pass to not say anything and let the credits roll? Ah. Wonder if they'd ever give you an option. Yeah, I didn't think so. I said I would, so I gotta follow through with it. I really didn't think that my opinion on you would ever change. Between your resets, just trying to find out what happens, and how you even went so far as to kill everyone. I still didn't do that! I didn't think I'd ever be able to forgive you. But I guess you still managed to surprise me after I thought I'd seen everything there was to here. You've barely been able to speak to me, and yet you somehow gave me a reason to trust you. I don't have a lot of people I trust. Papyrus, Toriel, that's about it. Well, with the new addition of you, of course. I don't like promises, or commitments for that matter. Anything that just requires full faith in someone else. Because most people can't follow through. I've broken many too. It's not like it's not my fault. You've even caused me to break one. Tried so hard not to. Terrified of the fact that I'd not only have to break it, but then immediately die as a result. There's nothing good about promises. Putting faith in other people it's really hard. I pretty much trained myself to be an expert in analyzing other people just so I could know whether or not they were telling the truth. Why do you think I got to be the judge after all? No one else is quite as paranoid as me. So, when I say I trust you, I want you to know that I mean it. 'Cause honesty is really hard to find. I thought you just were some person looking for someone else to torture so they didn't have to suffer alone. It's more like you don't want to suffer alone, so you even go so far as to find other people of other worlds you can be with. Am I right? I don't want to say no, because I'm too nice on him. I can't help it. Thought so. I want you to know I'll always be here for when you need someone to talk to. Maybe I can't help you directly, but I'll be here for an outlet whenever you just want to chat. But there's only so much I can do for you. There's only so much anyone here can do for you. You probably know that already. So, wherever your world is, you gotta find something there too, okay? I don't want you to leave, but I also don't want you to hurt on account of me either. Hey, maybe if things work out alright, you can introduce me to whoever you meet. Or if a miracle happens, maybe I could see you myself. See what you actually look like, and talk like. But you can't count on that. Dreams are great and all, but sometimes you have to take with what's been given to you. So look out for yourself. Got it? If for nothing else, do it for me. 'Cause no matter what it seems like, someone really cares about you. And now that someone is me. That's all I wanted to say. Well, I actually said a bit more, but some extra can't hurt. Smooch the skeleton again! Where is this coming from? Jeez, kid, I don't know if... Okay. Yeah, you can. Hey, wait a minute! You really know how to make a skeleton flustered, don't you? Could at least put me down? You held Sans in a hug for a little longer, even after you let him stand on his own 2 feet, before finally letting him go. So the real major differences I'm getting is a little bit of extra dialogue and the location. Thanks. I hate to tell you, but we should probably wrap this up. We both know we'll be here forever if we don't cut it out. And, well, all stories have to end at some point. So might as well call it while things are still at a high point. See ya, pal. Just remember I'll be here for you. And take care of yourself. Even if you find yourself just completely lost, promise me that you'll hang in there. Okay. We've done Sans. We've done Asgore. We've done Azrael. I'm not really sure. I don't remember if we did no one. I'm pretty sure we did no one. So that leaves us Napstablook, Alphys, Toriel, Muffet, Papyrus, Undyne, Metaton, and Mew Mew. Oh god, there's gonna be so many to jump back to. Ah. Well, go with the best first. Papyrus! I haven't seen you in forever. You invited Papyrus to meet you at the summit after everyone left the underground. He agreed excitedly, but it was a fair while before the underground was cleared out. Even despite the fact that it was hours late into the night, Papyrus was very much intent on still meeting up. In the end, he was pretty much carrying you the whole way up to the top of the summit where the barrier had been broken. Because he's a boss.
I don't know why you're so tired, human. The mountain isn't that tall. Don't be so weak. Perhaps it was because humans get tired more easily. No matter, I, the great Papyrus, shall keep you awake. Although, I must ask, why did you want to meet me up here anyway? Were you being weird?
It's quite secluded. I wanted to talk. It's quiet and secluded.
I see. Of course. What better place to talk than somewhere quiet and secluded? Actually, I'm not sure I prefer this to talking with people like this. Are you sure we can't go back to by everyone else?
We've talked like this before.
Oh, yes. You have a point. Perhaps I'm not bothered then.
Papyrus is easily swayed.
Are you sure we need to do this? Yes, we need to do this. But we need to do this!
Mind games. He's a Bugs Bunny cartoon waiting to happen.
Because I have, in fact, talked with you like this before. And there is nothing different about this scenario whatsoever. You are correct.
Are you okay?
Of course I am okay.
Crap in my throat. And I'm all out of water. Damn it.
I'm more than okay, human. I am great.
I even called it.
You don't seem convinced.
The visible sweat is kind of what's doing it for me, dude.
Are you sure you're not the upset one? Because I don't feel any different from usual. Do I seem different?
You seem a little nervous, bro.
Nervous? What gave you that kind of idea? The great Papyrus has no nerves at all. to be, nervous with. And that is a fact, as I am a skeleton. Human, please, stop looking at me like that.
What's on your mind, bro?
What? What do you mean? I am merely thinking of puzzle designs and pasta making. I don't know why you would be concerned that any other thought is on my mind. Because I most certainly am not thinking about anything else.
Uh-huh.
Human, I can't help but feel that you're still accusing me of being worried about something. What is there to worry about? Maybe it's because I said I didn't like being up here. I promise that it isn't a big deal or anything. Okay, fine. But I'm only telling you this because you're my best friend. Please don't tell anyone else this. Especially not Sans. I'm really tired. That's what I'm thinking about. Do you think it's weird that sometimes I'm jealous of my brother's inability to care about himself? That doesn't seem like something I should be jealous of. Why should I be jealous of someone who doesn't take care of himself? He just sleeps all the time. And when he's not sleeping, he's eating greasy food and drinking probably very unhealthy beverages. That's not the part I'm jealous of, anyway. I don't want to end up like that. But I do at least wish I could talk to people as easily as he can. Sans doesn't care about anything. He never has. But that also includes how he looks to other people, which he also never cared about. He's always far more concerned about other things. I don't know how he can do that. I'm always doing my best, all the time. I want to look cool so other people will look up to me and think, "Wowee, that royal god Papyrus is such a great guy. I want to be like him and be his friend." But nobody says that. I'm just Sans' little brother. I didn't used to be so negative about it. Mostly when it was just me and Sans. Now it's really hard to make a different name for myself. I'm doing my best. I work every day as much as possible. I even do everything my brother doesn't, so I can stand out. That makes sense, right? Maybe it doesn't. But I'm still just Sans' little brother. And when I'm not, I'm that weird skeleton guy who works with Undyne. That's not what I want to be called either. I'm the Great Papyrus because it is a profound name, an unforgettable one. And no one uses it. But, I don't tell anyone this. I don't talk to Sans about it because I don't want him to worry about me. I don't tell Undyne because I want to make sure I keep strong, positive impression on her. And I don't have anyone else to really talk to. Besides, it's not like those two are going to be worried about what I'm thinking about anyway. No matter how much I try, Undyne still isn't going to let me into the royal garden, I know that. But only because she decided to tell our other human friend instead of me. And I don't even know if Sans really cares that much about me. He won't talk to me about anything. Not even just this stuff. Anything. I'm really tired, human. I'm glad you got that out. I'm sorry you had to listen to it. I'm not supposed to be sad and angry. I'm supposed to be positive and strong. And that's another reason I don't say any of this. I don't want to make other people sad and angry. I'm so sorry. I'm a bad friend.
You're not a bad friend. It's good to get that issue out.
What? You just unwillingly sat through all my ranting. That's not fun and happy and nice like friends are.
Friends help each other, bro.
What do you mean? I don't know how this helps me.
Now that you have someone to talk to.
I don't think that really affects anything. Then again, it does feel better to have shouted that out of my skull. I've been thinking about that all for a while now, but I haven't had anyone to tell it to. So I suppose thanks is due for that, human. But now I don't know what else to talk about. Maybe, human, do you have experiences like mine?
Yeah. You have no idea.
Oh. I didn't actually think you would have. I'm sorry to hear it. You should tell me about your experiences sometime. That way, you could have someone to talk to about as well. Perhaps we should do something else to get our minds off the subject.
Smooch the skelly!
Nay? Now? Human, I told you, I don't have lips, you know. I'm not exactly the most kissable material.
You don't know until I try.
Really, you're not changing your mind, are you?
Nope. Very intent on smooching everybody.
It's not like I'm using my lack of lips as a cover-up for having absolutely no experience or anything. No, pish posh. It's genuinely no fun. Nope, not at all. Fine. I was lying. Not about the experience part, but keep that between us.
Papyrus! Who did you smooch? Who did you smooch? Is it Mettaton? I don't dislike the ship, but I don't care for it. It's like Papyrus and Mettaton can be whatever, but I don't know. It's a ship I don't like. Kind of like I don't like the ship of Sans and Toriel, because I still like to think of eventually if those two just work their problems out, Toriel will go back to Asgore. I don't know. They all need to see therapy. And the Sans and Grilby isn't bad either for a ship. It just needs to be done right.
It's like, nah.
I'm not a fan of the ships.
But, it does sound fun. So, if you want to kiss me, I will let you.
I smooched the skeleton!
You're very squishy, human. Perfect for hugging purposes. You can keep hugging me as long as you'd like. I don't mind. Just tell me when you'd like to let go.
It's gonna be a while. It's definitely gonna be a while.
Oh. Already? Right,
Oh, I would have let it sit there forever, Papyrus, I know.
Human. Can I say another thing to you?
Yeah, you can do.
You remember the date we had, right? The one at my house? When I left, I think I realized something. Here I thought, when the date started, that you were the one madly in love with me. But, I think now I realize that I was in fact the one who was madly in love with you. I think. I actually don't have any idea what it's like to be madly in love. But I'm certain that I really, really like you. As friends, as more than friends, like really, really good friends. I don't have any idea. But I really like you, and I wanted you to know that. It's okay if you don't feel the exact same way. I'm just glad that I finally have someone to talk to.
What? What is happening? Haha. This is why I never make promises. Sans? The hell? Well, zippy dippy doo. I think Sans is mad at me. Fickle little boy, aren't you? I'll win him over again. Silly little nut. Let's go. Blukey. Blukey is awesome. Sure. Yes. Decided that once everyone was up to the surface, you would bring Napstabloop back up to the summit. Took a pretty long time for everyone to get organized and finally climb up out of the underground. It was already past nightfall when everyone was settled in, but you weren't about to change your plans. Though it was beyond the middle of the night, and Napstabloop made your way back up to the exit to the underground. Let's see. I still don't know why you did this. Why do you want to be with me? There's better options to celebrate being on the surface with. It is nice up here, though. The stars are really pretty. A lot prettier than Waterfall. I like them too. I thought you would just go home by yourself when I heard the news about the bear being finally destroyed. So why come back? For you, dude. Me? Oh, you didn't need to do that. Editon told me that you were gonna go home. So I thought you would, just do that. Since you made it all the way through here for that reason. Right? I mean, humans don't usually live here. Besides, you don't have anything here to worry about. I didn't want to leave you alone. You have history. Oh, don't worry about me. I wasn't worried about being alone. I mean, I have Metaton now. Back, that is. But I'm used to being alone anyway. Probably have family and stuff to worry about. You're really nice, so you probably have lots of friends. So don't waste your time on me. Oh, you look sad from that. It's not a big deal, really. You kind of get used to it after a while. I guess. You don't have to. I don't know what you mean. I don't really have anyone most of the time. So, I've been by myself for a long time now. Oh. It's not that. big of a deal. You don't seem convinced. What happened, bro? Oh, well, it's sort of a long story. You wouldn't want to hear it. It's okay, I have the time. Oh, are you sure? I'm sure. Just tell me, bro. I guess, and it's okay. Well, between losing a friend and another running away, and my best friend leaving without so much as a goodbye, it really doesn't feel like I'm all that wanted. Do you know what I mean? No, you probably don't. You're really cool and nice. I don't think anyone... I know what you mean, dude. You do? Oh, I didn't think. I'm sorry. You had to go through something like that. My cousin and I used to have a couple friends in Waterfall. The two of them were sisters. They were really nice. But one day, one of them fell down. The other was really sad. Me and my cousin were too. She was given to the kingdom to try and bring her back, because most fallen monsters don't. But we never heard anything, and assume she's never coming back. Our other friend, she's still really upset. She hasn't left home in a while. But Mettaton wants to talk to her again. So maybe we'll get to talk to her soon. Though, my cousin left without telling me, leaving me alone. Mettaton only 2 weeks ago came back to tell me where he'd been, which I'm glad he did. Now we're living together again. But I just wish he told me what he was doing. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, Blukey. It's okay. I'm used to it by now, like I said. I tend to make music a lot, you know, so I can listen to something to occupy my time. But still learning. But you liked my music, so maybe it's okay. Oh, maybe. You're right. I didn't think about it until now. But you've been really nice. And it has really put me in a good mood. Talking to you has been also nice. Maybe. You don't have to be alone, dude. Yeah. Thanks for coming back to talk. I didn't think you would. Especially not for me. But maybe I'm not so alone. Thanks. Can I suggest one last thing? Oh? Like what? Smooch the ghost. Oh? Well, I'm not so good at that, but I can try my best. Smooch the noggin. This feels nice. Ghosts don't get hugs much. So, this is warm, cozy. I'm glad you're here. So, we can do this. Maybe we can have hugs like this more often? That'd be nice. I've said this a lot. I'm sorry. But you're really nice. I'm glad we became friends. Me too, Blook. Oh, but maybe I should get back down to everyone. I don't want to hold everyone back. So, want me to walk with you? Oh, no, that's okay. You don't have to. I'm used to doing it by... Actually, if you're okay with it, sure. We can walk together. And that's the Blookie ending. Next one. Let's see. How about Goat Mom? Tutorial. Yes. With the residents of home being the last of the evacuated, you asked Toriel if she would want to meet you at the summit. She seems hesitant because of the incredibly late hour, but eventually, with enough insisting from you, she finally relented. You knew the view would be worth the lost sleep after all, and a very long trek back up the mountain. Goat Mama! Nanny!
Oh, there you are. I was beginning to get worried that something happened. Are you all right, my child?
I'm fine, just need a moment. I'm terribly out of shape human. It happens. I have no idea how I trekked through the whole underground and not, passed out.
Well, take some time if you need, my dear. You've had yourself quite the journey, and then some.
There was a severe lack of fighting, so it did help.
I will say I was quite curious as to why you wanted to meet up here at the summit like this, especially with everything you've been through, but... My, the view is quite stunning, isn't it?
Not as stunning as you, chick. I'm going to hell.
Oh, goodness. Even out of breath, you're still flirting. I'm really not sure if I find it endearing or concerning.
Both. I'm a basket case.
Are you sure it's all right for you to be out here like this? It's the middle of the night. I'm sure your friends and family must be very worried about you. Because somehow you trek through an entire huge-ass mountain in the span of, let's say, a few hours. Because it doesn't become nighttime until you break the barrier. Makes it really small, doesn't it? I'm fine. I wanted to see you, Nanny.
Get it? Nanny goat? In joke.
Well, I'm sure we could have arranged something in the morning at least, if this was all.
I wanted to talk to you somewhere secluded. Somewhere where I can get away with murdering you. I'm kidding. I never did a genocide route.
Oh, I see. Well, how about we take a rest over there, so you may catch your breath, and then I'll murder you, because I seemed very more in tune with doing that. It seems that you have a lot of your... Seems like you can't speak, my child. What is wrong with you? It seems that you have much on your mind. You truly are something quite special, you know. I thought as much when I first saw you, and had the same thought again once we actually sat down to have a conversation. Why, The time just seemed to fly by then. Now, here you are, having walked yourself right to the very end of the underground and back. You've overcome so much and also managed to make yourself so many friends along the way. That is something truly remarkable, I must say. I am happy for you.
Then why are you so sad?
Why, yes, of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you don't look happy. Kind of look like you're forcing that smile. Like you're biting your tongue.
Do I not?
Yeah, especially now that you're frowning. No, you actually look quite sad.
What? That's not... Please forgive me, child. It seems that you are not the only one with something on their mind.
You want to talk about it? I'm apparently therapist protagonist. Everyone gives me their issues.
No, truthfully, I don't. I do not wish to ruin such a joyous occasion by reminiscing on the past. And yet, for some reason, I just cannot allow myself to...
Tori? It's okay. You can tell. You can tell me.
Do you know about them? About the humans who fell before you? Do you know how many there were?
8, right?
Yes, 8. 8 times has a human fallen down before you. 8 times did I open my home to them. And 8 times did I experience the same heartache of them leaving this world much too soon. I thought that by moving here into the ruins and back into home that I might have a chance. That I might be able to protect any humans who may have fallen down from being killed by providing a place for them to stay.
Even though I tell Asgore, kill 1 human, go to the surface and kill 6, I'm okay with that. But the kids I got to raise, no. Those, nah. You are a hypocrite, Tori. You are a hypocrite. I need to calm down. Calm. It is not the time nor the place to go off on Goat Mom.
And I know it was selfish of me to want them to stay. The ruins are so quaint after all, and there's not much to do, but still I thought I could make it home for them and give them a reason to stay. I thought that perhaps cinnamon butterscotch pies, snail facts, and warm beds would be enough.
You would have had me sold. Because all I would needed are the books, and something to draw and or write on. And a bed. Because I freaking love to sleep.
Because it was enough for me, especially knowing that they could lead a full life down here, safe and sound. Yet, no matter how many times I tried to convince them to stay, they all wanted to leave. Some would stay a bit longer, and my hopes would soar. But in the end, it was always the same. They had to go. They still had families and people who cared for them up on the surface, and yet here I was thinking so foolish that I could replace that. At first I truly believed that perhaps they could make it, that maybe, just maybe, they could convince him and to not take their life. But that was foolish of me still. And then I also believed that Asgore would go beyond the barrier with the first soul and return with 6 more, but he did not.
See, she backflips! What the fuck?
So I became desperate. I began to beg them to stay, and away they went again right past those doors. And then sometimes I would cry, and they would merely hug me tight before they go. And then, in my desperation, I began to fight. I thought perhaps I could scare them away from leaving by showing them what it would be like for them beyond those doors. Instead, I was only met with mercy and a smile. What's worse is that even though I knew what fate was awaiting beyond those doors, I still let them go. All because I did not wish to rob them of their freedom to choose their own path. Because who am I to deny a flower who wishes to see the sun once more? Foreshadowing. Need a moment to take a sip. Mountain Dew. Irony. Or coincidence. And so 7 more lives were cut so short, just like the first, because of my foolishness. I wanted to protect them. Instead, all I did was send them to their deaths. And now, in the cruelest twist of irony, we are using their lives for our own freedom. Tori. You know that isn't your fault, right? Perhaps. Though I may not have been the one to do such a thing, I cannot deny my role in allowing them down such a path that inevitably led to their demise. Oh, I did that in one. Even if they were humans, they were still just children, and I am a boss monster. I could have stopped them. I should have. But I was weak. Even now I still remain weak because I sentenced you to the very same fate. You wanted to go, just like they did. And I was tired of trying to deny someone their choice. I thought that because you weren't a child that you would have an easier time taking care of yourself. And you certainly did, though I can say from just one glance that you did not escape completely unscathed. So, in the very end, I protected no one. And somehow I still have the nerve to call myself a caretaker. Forgive me. I fear I may have really brought the mood down with all my talking. This should be a moment to be celebrated now that we're free, and yet my mind still ever remains on those we have lost to accomplish that. Really, you should have just headed back to where you belong rather than to come back to this old goat. But that's exactly where I want to be. My child, you never run out of charming things to say, do you? I quite admire that. Would you like to hear a joke? Yes, I think I would like that very much. Well then, did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food. But no atmosphere! Oh, I do love that one. Thank you. It has been quite a long time since I've spoken so freely like this. Despite having given up my role as queen so long ago, it seems I still hold on to the same mannerisms from then by shouldering all the worries to put on with a good face. I know that I'm not the one responsible for what has happened. The shadows of guilt and regret still cling so closely that sometimes I truly believe that I have done the deed with my own hands. And I'm not sure that feeling will ever quite go away. But at the same time, I do not want that to stop me from moving forward anymore. Times are changing now, so perhaps it's time I start changing too. Just a little, of course. It may be quite some time before I can ever truthfully think about forgiving myself. So, perhaps until that day, I can repent in my own ways. I've been giving it some thought of creating a memorial for them when we arrive upon the surface, to honor their lives and memories.
That sounds nice. Good for you.
I think so too. Goodness, I'm so sorry for all that. I ended up getting so caught up in my thoughts that I'd nearly forgotten why you came all the way back here in the first place. Was it that you wanted to What was it that you wanted to ask about, my dear?
Smooch the goat, Mom. I'm gonna smooch all of them.
Oh. Oh my. You are certain about this? Surely you have someone else. No?
It does that automatically for some of the dialogue. It just auto cuts to the next line.
Not at all? Even a little? Please don't look at me like that. Yes, I am stalling, so please don't look at me like that. I just want to be certain is all. Especially since someone so charming as yourself could do so much better than an old woman like me. Not to mention, I'm rather fuzzy.
Furry, I believe would be the correct word.
But something in your expression tells me you don't mind that in the slightest. And no, your eyebrow wiggling will not expedite this process any faster. No matter how endearing it is. Oh, really now? What am I to do with you? Is there at least one thing I am confident in? It's that goat monsters are the best huggers in the underground. There was quite the argument about that back in the day, too. That the bear monsters put up such a good fight. But after a long hugging competition, we were victorious in the end. I'm sorry, I'm stalling, aren't I? It's just, strangely, I'm finding it a little hard to let go. There's something I would like to ask you, if that is all right, my child. It's quite the selfish request, so you are free to say no, of course. But it is also clear that you've become someone very important to me. Which is why I would like to ask, will you keep in touch? I would very much like to talk with you more. Speaking with you feels quite easy. Also, dangerously so. But I would like to see how you are doing from time to time. And to hear that beautiful voice of yours more. It would mean a lot to me if you would. Of course, Goat Mama! Thank you. I'm very much looking forward to spending some more time with you, my dear.
And on to the next love interest. Okay. Do you believe we have 5 more left? Because we did Sans, we did Asriel, we did Asgore, did Papyrus, Toriel, Napstablook. I really don't remember if I did know one. I'm pretty sure I did know one, but I just can't remember, so no one will be the last date. But let's see, out of everyone here, let's go. I'll unlock you again, Sans, even if I have to purge the data all over again and get back to you, which in the long run he's just going to be pissed off at me anyway, because of the other dates coming in the future, including alternate universe versions of himself. Why is loving this skeleton so hard? Mettaton. Yeah, I'm sure. You asked Mettaton to meet you at the summit, just outside of where the barrier had been broken. I probably shouldn't have eaten chocolate just before this. My mouth feels all weird. White chocolate! Preferring to talk in peace, Mettaton opted to wait until all the other monsters had cleared the way through the area. However, such an endeavor, despite everyone's excitement, was still very long. Because we never know just how many monsters there are. There's a shit ton of souls when Azrael breaks the barrier. I wasn't until the middle of the night. We have a typo. We have a small error here. Did you use Grammarly? Grammarly often does that. At least with the free edition. It'll offer stupid corrections that make the sentence retarded sounding. Like it once offered to edit a sentence for me. It's like, we were going to do this yesterday, and then it tried to correct it. It's like, did you mean we are going to do this yesterday? No, what the hell? Well, it sounds like you're doing this wrong. No, it sounds like you're doing this wrong. It wasn't until the middle of the night when you two got a chance to speak. Hopefully, his program doesn't include Grammarly. Darling, I didn't expect that to take so long. If I had known, I wouldn't have asked you to wait. My apologies. No worries, you dramatic fool, you. Thank you. Though, I am still curious as to why you wanted to bring me up here. I wanted to see you, obviously. Totally didn't want to, do anything crazy. See me? What for? If you just wanted to glance at my beauty, you could have just stared at me from afar, darling. I wouldn't mind. No, talk to you and junk. Silly. Silly ghost present middle shell. Talk with me? About what? If you were interested in hosting another show in the future with me, they might be on hold for a little while. I have to restart from the ground floor. Then again, it shouldn't be that hard for a machine to gain popularity in television. It's all run by robots. No, just to talk. Just 'cause. I think you've lost me, darling. What is this talk for no reason mean? Does not compute. Do you not come to talk with people with a purpose in mind? Actually, on second thought, I just remembered something. I'd love to talk with you, darling. I realize you don't have anything particular you wanted to discuss, but do you perhaps have a starting topic at the very least? Ooh, multi-choice. I never like it when there's multi-choice. I'm gonna go with how are you so confident? Maybe that'll start an interesting line of dialogue where he isn't so narcissistic. Who am I kidding? It's always gonna be narcissistic. It's Mettaton! He's got an ego that rivals Papyrus. Well, I mean Fell Papyrus. That dude has a massive ego. Oh, it's quite easy. But the stepping stones to where it gets easy aren't quite so. You really have to look inside yourself and bring out the things you like about yourself more than anything else. Anything that makes you feel negative is just baggage, and you shouldn't let it weigh you down. That is so not easy to do. Once you have that out of the way, you just have to refuse any other negativity to stop you. And then, thinking on it, maybe this advice isn't the best, you think? But you should always think positively of yourself, of course. What are you talking about? Is it because I read the diaries? I know what you keep in your old house in Waterfall. Oh, don't worry about me, darling. I'm just a bit lost in my own thoughts is all. Do you want to talk about it? A lot of these, with the therapy sessions that seem to be going on here, just remind me, it's not technically an AU, but there is a Tumblr, Papyrus in practice, where after everyone's been freed from the underground, Papyrus actually becomes a therapist for all the characters. It's adorable, and I think it deserves more recognition on how it addresses a lot of issues. I appreciate your offer, but there's really no need to dump such baggage on you. I have burger pants for that. I would rather not lower your opinion of me for the time being. I won't judge you. That's Sans' job, after all. You really aren't going to back down from this, are you? Fine, darling. I suppose I shouldn't deny any help when it's given to me. Though I don't particularly feel very deserving of it. Do you know anything about me? From the past? I figured not, since you're here from the surface and all. I find it hard to believe anyone up here would know a thing about me. I heard some things from monsters. I see. Well, I should tell you that I have been working at becoming a star in the underground for ages now. And perhaps not ages, but it has been quite a while. I have always been a fan of acting, performing, anything involving a crowd before me worshipping at my feet. Though most people around me have been rather shy, so it's been a solo act for so long. And well, can you believe I used to be a ghost at one point? I grew up that way. I used to live with a couple cousins of mine until one of them decided to become corporeal as a training dummy. Which is fine, that wasn't a problem. But it was the turning point to where I sort of lost who I was and what I meant to other people. I didn't expect to ever become corporeal myself. It's not like a human body is a common thing for one to find and possess in the underground. Wait, what? Good thing he never looked at the coffins in Asgore's house. That would have been so awkward. Especially when you're as picky as me. Of course, it was Alphys who designed and created this fabulous body for me. The first time I laid eyes on the design, I knew in that moment that I had finally found a body I could be comfortable with. That body is the one you're seeing me as now, if you didn't realize. But while at the time it had only felt like mere excitement, I didn't realize that I had been stressing out Alphys every time I asked about how my body was going. I'm not exactly the most empathetic of people. Perhaps it's that obvious. I even cruelly broke a promise to my own cousin, abandoning them to become unrecognizable to them shortly after I said I would never leave them. And my friend I left to her isolation when she needed someone the most. All because I wanted some stupid robot body. I realize I can't change the past now that it's happened, of course. But so overwhelmed with my own excitement, I can't believe I forgot to care about the few people close to me. I wondered if, too, while I was so full of myself, if that covered up for all the actual pain I was feeling. While it may not seem like it, I would consider myself a bit of an emotional person. I adore praise, love, confidence. They all spark an irreplaceable joy. but I think a part of me recognized the negativity from my own regrets and forced away anything but my own personal determination. This may seem off topic, but did you know I'm a huge fan of humans? Most monsters fear them, you know, when they recognize one anyhow, but I never have. Much of humanity's culture is fascinating, and, well, I think it's already obvious, just based on my body here, that I think you're all attractive. When the last human visited before you, I was set on taking their soul and using that to go to the surface myself. I didn't want another human and monster war. That would not only ruin my potential stardom, but I can't see it going very well for us. Oh my god, he's realistic. But I suppose that is neither here nor there. I think at this point, I'm just rambling. I could go on for hours about all my problems in life, but I'm sure that's not what you're here for. I don't mind. Really now. Well, even so, I don't want to put a damper on your day. Oh, I've been trying to improve from the mistakes I've made. I realize I can never change the damage that has been done, but at the very least, I think I should do my best to change for the better. My cousin and I were living together in MTT Resort. On one of the highest floors, of course. It had quite the view of the underground from up there. But the two of us, along with our mutual friend, also showcased musical performances at least once a week. You know her, Shiren. Not to brag, but they're quite good. You should come watch us sometime. When we get a chance to again, eventually. I didn't realize how much I had missed them until they were no longer with me. Which, of course, is of no fault but my own. But there's nothing left to do other than accept it and work towards a better future. Don't you agree, darling?
Yeah.
I'm glad. Perhaps you've been in a similar situation before. Regardless, I appreciate the care. Well, darling, while I've enjoyed the chat, I think I should get back to my family before they worry. Thank you for spending some time with me. I didn't realize how much I needed a break to get that off my chest. Perhaps we should do this again sometime.
Smooch the ghost robot.
Oh my. Darling, why didn't you ask sooner? You can most certainly. Ooh, mouth contact. You're really something special, aren't you? Truly one of a kind. I don't know if it's because you're just so charming that you've really won me over, or if you've become so important to me that I can't help but to keep thinking about you. Oh, whoopsies, did I say that before? Yes, you've been running through my head all day. Take a break, would you? Even now you look tired from it. Is he pulling out puns? I do hope to see you again sometime soon. It hurts me even more now that I must part from you. Although, I suppose we could always meet up after I'm done. Why don't we do that? I would love to chat with you more. Having someone else close to me, despite all I've done, is a miracle I never expected. So, I was able to smooch Sans, Papyrus, and Mediton on the mouth. Everyone else has just been cheeks. Okay, on to the next one! Let's see if we get another smoochy smooch. Okie-do. Let's see. Up next, let's go Mad Mew Mew. Not sure if I can do the gruff voice I was doing for the ghost part of him as much as I want to. Yeah, let's go to Mew Mew. So I may try to work it in, at least when he's pissed off, but otherwise I'm gonna go with the cute girly girl voice, just to ease it up on my throat a little bit. Get another drink. Really shouldn't eat chocolate before doing this. Fills you with phlegm. You made sure to invite Mew Mew back to the summit where everyone exits the undergrounds as fast as possible. Knowing him, he probably wouldn't have been in the greatest of moods to climb down the mountain and then immediately back up. So the two of you, as everyone else began exiting the mountain, sat at the summit waiting to have some alone time together. It took until nearly midnight, but eventually the two of you were the only ones there. Not counting other lingering forces.
Why are you sitting up here? It's been hours.
I'm starting to get bored! Okay, that's gonna be funny as hell. I wanted to sit under the stars with you.
Oh. That's fair, I guess.
Does it kind of sound like when I do that I turn into Dr. Girlfriend from Venture Brothers? Eh.
They're really pretty. Of course, not compared to me. Is that why you brought me here? To sit and gaze at something so beautiful under the glittering light of the stars?
I just wanted to chat, actually.
Oh.
That's lame.
Actually, there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Don't look at me like that! I'm allowed to want to talk about stuff, aren't I? Cut me a little slack. I'm still not used to being this whole not being only angry thing, alright? But,
How much do you know about, like... I don't know how to say it. How you want people to address you as, or see you as.
Aw, really? We're gonna have like this transgendered conversation here?
Or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, can't escape it anywhere, really.
You do? Well, that makes this a bit easier, I guess. Look, I told you about how much I adore this new body, right? Like, it's perfect for me.
But, the thing is, I don't really know how to say that.
I'm totally comfortable in this body. I love it. It's so downright adorable. You agree to that, even, so I know it's totally perfect. I couldn't be more happy.
Well, once I can actually fully fuse with this body anyway.
But that part isn't your issue. The part I want to talk about is, So, you remember how I corrected you to call me he and not she?
I don't exactly know if I was right. Does that sound dumb? Actually, don't tell me if it is. I don't want to know.
But the thing is, I don't know how I want people to address me. When I was a ghost, I went by they, like pretty much everybody else who was a ghost. I didn't really worry about it then, and frankly, I still don't hate being called that. Like, it's not like I feel angry about it. Maybe a little weird, but humans and other monsters use things like he, she, it, or whatever else to refer to themselves as.
Or when other people refer to them, whatever you put it.
So I thought, hey, why not try that out now that I have a not ghost body, right? See if it helps me feel not weird. Don't get me wrong here, I like this experimentation. But it all just kind of feels the same to me, like the same they felt to me. You know, gets the job done, but it feels weird.
And I know I'm using the word weird a lot, don't pay attention to it.
So I don't know what else to describe it. Even you felt anything like this, like at all?
Can't say I've had mixed feelings on what to be called. In term-wise, no, but it has been weird trying to describe myself as hetero-asexual, where I just had like no and I know that's weird saying that now, even though I say I'm married and I have a husband. But yeah, I'm attracted to dudes. But you know how long it took for any emotion to feel that? I was like dead. Like no desire for any sort of anything. Still kind of feel that way sometimes. Still feel asexuality. But then when I see my husband, it's like, nah, I love that man. I know I love that man. And I'll always love that man. He's my world. So yeah, I get what you're doing through, Mew Mew.
Oh, well, that's a relief. At least I know I'm not crazy. But, yeah. Not exactly sure what to do about this.
They feels too basic. She just feels off. And he just feels way off base. But I don't exactly know what other options are here. I mean, there's it, and I haven't tried yet, but that could work. Maybe that could work. Hey, make yourself useful for a second. Call me that. Say something nice about me and call me it.
Mew Mew is wonderful. It's really charming. Mew Mew has got its whole look perfected. I want to say both of these are just fine. I will go this one.
No, still feels weird. Why can't this be easy? If this body suits me so well, why is it so difficult to figure out anything about me? It's me. I should know about me. This is so stupid.
Maybe I'm just not as cut out for this body as I thought.
You'll figure it out. Man, I want to say both of them. Because they go hand in hand.
Time! I don't have time. I need to know now. Everything's always has to be so inconvenient.
Look, I guess you can't help me on this as much as I thought.
I thought by the end of this by now, you would have been able to give me a straight answer, and we'd walk away laughing. Or something like that.
But I guess I won't know today.
This sucks. I hate this. I hate being so confused.
Well, at least I look cute. That's way more important than my internal suffering.
What?
You're cute too. You should know my pain. Wait, did I?
Wait, did I just call you cute? I meant to say, brute, you're such an awful brute. And because of that, you must know my suffering. 'Cause
You're,
okay, fine, I admit it, I think you're cute. But don't go thinking that means I think you're cuter than me, or you're whatever. That's not possible. I'm the cutest damn cat around.
Smooch the ghost kitty who's confused about everything.
Huh? You want to what? What's with this sudden desire for intimacy? I didn't even say anything about that.
jeez.
Fine. I'll I'll admit that I like you. And let you kiss me.
Oh, wow. You're so ridiculous. But I do feel a bit more fitting in a way.
Even worse.
My emotions toward you were the emotions to help me to fuse with my body.
This is so ridiculous.
Don't tell anyone about this, okay? I still don't know.
It's embarrassing! Why do emotions have to feel so emotional? This is such a pain.
But, thanks. For talking with me here. I don't think I made a whole lot of progress, unlike I was hoping. But at the very least, I know I can trust you to talk about it. And I won't even have to waste my time explaining a thing. I can just say, hey, remember that thing we were talking about? And then you'll maybe nod at most. And maybe one day I can follow it up with, I know exactly how you feel now. Won't that be great? But, like you said, it won't happen immediately. So, unfortunately, you probably won't hear that from me anytime soon. But you can still stick around to help me in the meantime. Then we can do it together.
Now that was an interesting one. And we got another full-on smooch. Onward to the next Lovamobile. Alright, from Mad Mew Mew, that leaves Undine, Muffet, and Alphys. I'm actually not that big a fan of Undine or Alphys. I don't know what it is. Their characters never really grip me. I mean, I'm no fan of Muffet either, even though I think her battle theme is one of the top 5 in the whole game. But yeah, I did start this out in order of who I thought was best from the beginning to the least on the bottom, so it's probably gonna go Muffet, Undine, and then Alphys, and then end it with no one.
Yeah, can't help it.
Muffet. Are you sure? No, she's probably not going to pay me for this either. After breaking the barrier, you decide to tell Muffet to meet you at the summit once everyone had gotten to the surface. She was still a little hesitant, not for joining you, but rather for leaving behind the spiders who wouldn't be able to come out of the ruins. Why wouldn't the spiders be able to come out of the ruins? Toriel made it there at the end, so the door's open. The spiders... Is it because of the cold? Yeah, they did mention that in her boss fight. They would need a heated limo or something like that. Although she did eventually agree, since the date you two had started earlier and been so rudely interrupted by Mettaton. You know, even if it turned out you were being strangled to death. And as it turned out, this was just the break she needed.
Goodness. I didn't think the stars would be this gorgeous.
I don't know why I give her a list, but it just feels easier to differentiate her from any of the other female voices.
It really is quite beautiful on the surface. And to think I'd never get the chance to see it. You are quite the miracle worker, dearie. I'm very happy I decided to join you this evening. I would have regretted missing this.
The stars are visible every night.
Of course, but with you under them, I think this is a much rarer treat. I'd have to be a fool to miss out on such a delicacy.
I knew she was going to eat me.
You're making me blush. Oh, good. That was a goal of mine after all. You're not only the only one who can flirt around here, you know. I'm so sorry our date had to be so rudely interrupted earlier by Metaton's glorious presence. Oh, but don't worry yourself about that. He seems to like you, so don't change your opinion on him just because of me.
Why don't you like Metaton?
He's annoying. I don't really appreciate working under him, despite the fact that he did give me a better location for our bake sale. But it doesn't exactly help when you're not able to make any sales anyway, since someone thinks forcing people to pay for things is wrong. Dearie, don't tell me you agree with him. What else are people going to spend their excess money on? There's better uses to put it rather than whatever silly, ridiculous hobbies they have.
I mean, you're kinda not wrong, but having that extra bit of change in your pocket, saved up for something later, could save you in the long run.
Don't look at me like that, dearie. Frowning doesn't suit your pretty face.
Well, it's just, this is a complicated issue.
Just what?
I don't think people are being greedy with their spending habits. Well, unless you count certain people.
I just bought a gold toilet!
Why?
Because I could!
Why? That's just a random example I pulled out of my ass.
Toilet humor!
Now, comparing that example to Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast is a fucking god. Really wish I was there when he gave away a house for $1. That man is amazing. I don't think people are being greedy with their spending habits, Muffet.
I can see why do you think that. But don't you think there's something a bit wrong with walking by someone in need, keeping everything to yourself because you can't be bothered? I know you couldn't afford to buy one of our bake sale items, dearie. But there are plenty of people who can and won't. It just makes me sick. The complete ignorance towards spider-kind suffering is something I can't bear to watch anymore.
Suffering?
Do you not know? Well, you are human, so I guess it makes sense. Humans' relationship with spiders isn't exactly the best. You should see what we did to Australia. But you're so quite charming, so I'll let you slide for this, dearie. But later I'm gonna bite you in the middle of the night, and you're gonna ask why. Spiders have been struggling for a long time, especially once they were split between the ruins and the rest of the underground. Well, a split being Snowden, of course, but you know how small spiders are, I assume.
Have you seen the images on the internet about the giant huntsman spider found in Australia? That thing was as large as a house cat!
Many live in monsters' homes when home was still the capital. So when they left and moved out, well, they took their spiders with them. Families were split when that happened. There's been generations of spiders now that haven't been able to reunite. Do you know how much it breaks my heart to know that? I've been doing as much as I can for years, but no one finds a benefit in helping useless spiders, as I suppose. I can't stand it. So many spiders are still stuck in the ruins without their families, and they still can't reunite because Snowden blocks them off. and people just sit back and let it happen. It isn't until someone tells them how awful it is that they're letting these spiders suffer by doing nothing that they step up and buy something. All of our signs say sales benefit real spiders, but no one cares until they realize these spiders have families just like they do. And it breaks my heart so much.
Sorry you have to go through that.
Oh, you don't have to apologize, dearie. You didn't do anything wrong. I realize there's only so much you can do when you don't have a lot yourself. Even if I may have tried to kill you anyway. I should be the one apologizing for my actions, dearie. I shouldn't have attacked you. I'm just growing a bit desperate. A lot of spiders have been very stressed and upset lately, and our debts are growing by the day. It didn't used to be too hard to take care of when I could finally get through the others that spiders deserve family and much as anyone else. But now Meditan's completely banned me from using such manipulative measures, and on top of it is making me sell my products for cheaper.
By a single gold, Muffet. 998 is still super high. I'm all sniffly again.
We haven't had this little G in forever. And I just worry.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, dearie, I love your thoughtfulness. If there's anything you can do for us, I'll be the first to let you know. But you shouldn't worry yourself about it right now. I think I just need to get that off my chest. Foo-foo, what a way to make a date. But I can only assume it's much better than being dangled from the ceiling. Though I must say, I'm at a bit of a loss for a topic to continue with. You have any ideas, dearie?
Smooch the spider.
That's not quite a topic to discuss, dearie. But you're far too sweet for me to turn down your suggestion anyway. Go right ahead.
Cheek smooch.
Goodness, your hugs are so aggressive. And I never really quite realized how tall you were. It's a far different view up here. It's been quite a long time since I've gotten a hug like this. So, I extend to you my thanks for such a display of affection. It really warms my soul. I've really enjoyed this time with you, dearie. Won't you stay a bit longer? I'd love to keep talking with you for hours. I'm sure no one would mind if I keep you to myself for just a little while longer. Teasing aside, I'm glad we got to talk. And I'm overjoyed that you're willing to help the spiders with me. To tell the truth, and maybe it's a bit obvious since I look nothing like the other spiders here, but I'm not actually a spider myself. I was actually a ghost quite a long time ago, when we were living in the old capital home.
What? Who gave me a plot twist? Where did this come from?
After the incident that separated them all, I was so heartbroken, but there was only so much I could do with an incorporeal body. Luckily, I found this body sometime shortly after choosing to dedicate myself to help the spiders. It used to just be an oversized stuffed doll, but I made some adjustments so that it would be a bit more stable and less flammable. There aren't many skills I have, so I hadn't exactly been sure what I wanted to do to help at first. But it didn't take me long to realize that I could just utilize my baking skills to sell pastries for a profit. After all, who doesn't like baked goods? Maybe I shouldn't keep you any longer. I'm sure you have other people you'd like to talk to. It would only be hypocritical of me to prevent you from doing that. But I do hope to meet up with you again sometime soon, dearie. You really are the sweetest thing I've ever met.
I don't believe this is canonical in any way. But that was a twist I was not expecting. Oh my god, can you imagine if Toby threw that out randomly in a tweet? By the way, Muffet's not really a spider monster or of any sort, she's just a doll possessed like Mad Mew Mew. The internet would fucking explode. On to the next one. Well, that's shocker. Muffet is a doll. In more ways than one, didn't. Alright, that gives us Undyne. Yeah, I'm sure. Crazy Amazon fish waifu. You knew it would be quite some time before Undyne would be finished helping escorting everyone out of the underground. But even still, you extended an sorry for the yawn. An invitation for her to meet you at the summit once she was finished. Why do I keep recording these things in the middle of the night? Even after I've slept all day. In fact, it took much longer than you expected, as the sun set over the horizon, eventually trailing on much late into the night. Very few of these actually take place in daytime hours, don't they? Still, you were determined to make good on your word as you headed back to the summit to see her. Yo, there you are! Giving her, like, this almost rocket power voice. I was getting worried you'd be up and disappeared on me or something. You okay? I'm alright, just a bit tired. Tired? Tired? What, from walking up the mountain? You're tired from just that? Jeez. You're not just a plain old weenie anymore, you're just like a super weenie. Just because I go to Weenie Hut Juniors doesn't mean anything. I do not go to Super Weenie Hut Juniors. And you know what we do with super weenies around here? We go to the Salty Spittoon. We train them! Starting right here, right now! Soon, scaling a mountain will be easy. Hell, you'll be suplexing them when I'm finished with you. Are you ready, punk? I was actually hoping we could talk. Oh. Okay, I guess. Before that, though, how does Alphys feel that I'm stealing her fish waifu? How about we do some laps around the mountain to, get the blood flowing? Undyne, you saucy girl. Or, something. Damn it. You know what? Forget the training regime. I've got an even better idea, so listen up. You're going to park your ass on the ground. Because we're going to have a discussion just like you want. Except you are going to keep your mouth shut. Because I have something to say to you. Do you know what that is? Rhetorical question! You don't get to answer, nerd. So don't even think about it. Anyways, I didn't even get to read what the answers were. I got as far as, like, you wanted another date, and then it just out. What I was going to say was... thanks. For everything. You've made a whole lot of people's hopes and dreams true with what you've done, you know? It still kinda doesn't feel real, actually. But here we are. No more barrier. No more sitting around waiting for something to happen. Finally, after all this time, we're free.
How awesome is that, right? Right?
You okay?
Yeah? No? I mean, I should be okay, right? As a matter of fact, I should be really freaking happy right now, shouldn't I? So, why am I so... Ugh.
Are you sad then?
No, of course not. It's just, I don't know. I feel kinda conflicted about everything. Jeez. I mean, I've been training almost my whole life to fight humans, right? Here I was, completely and totally prepared to kick your ass into the ground until nothing but your soul was left. No questions, no hesitation. It would have been done and over with in an instant. That's not what happened. Not even close. Spending each and every day with this picture in your head of how things should go really kind of narrows your view, you know? So now, just because things didn't go exactly how I thought they would, I'm just disappointed? And I really shouldn't be! It's just really easy to forget why you started doing something in the first place when you're just charging ahead at it. Especially when you carry so many expectations on your shoulders. The monsters here, they're good people. They're so full of love and compassion, and most of all, hope. You saw it, right? They just can't help themselves. I was the same way, just sitting around clinging to all the hope all the time and dreaming of the day we could see the sunshine. Then came the day where I didn't want to just sit around and keep hoping anymore. I wanted to stand up, damn it! I wanted to fight! There was just this burning desire raging on in my soul, telling me to become stronger so I could make all my friends' dreams come true. They deserved it, after all. They deserved a whole world and more. So I started looking for ways to become stronger. Strength was the only thing that mattered to me from that point onward. I admired those who were strong. A lot. I mean, how could I not, with all the cool stories they told us about the war when we were kids? Especially the ones about Asgore and Garrison. I keep thinking I fuck up that turtle's name. Man, they were incredible! More than anything, I want to be as strong too, just like them. That's why I followed Garrison around like crazy when I was a kid, scrapping with anyone and anyone who was so much to even look at me. Usually the mailman. But I just wanted to prove myself to everyone. That's why I even attempted to fight Asgore. Keyword being attempted. Couldn't get a single hit on him and just really ended up embarrassing myself because he didn't want to fight back. Looking back at it now, that should have been my first lesson in strength. Instead, I just felt terrible at how weak I was. He ended up taking me under his wing after that and trained me, and slowly I finally began to realize my dreams of becoming even stronger. Then before you know it, I was Undyne, captain of the Royal Guard, here to take the last human soul and save us all. And I let that all go to my head. Hunting humans became a huge part of who I was. So much so that not a lot else mattered. I just thought that I'd figure everything else out after we got the final soul. I was so focused on that idea of defeating that final human that I never even thought of the possibility that we could be friends. You were just an enemy. Someone I had to defeat to make both everyone's and my own dreams come true. Over and over and over, I went back through all the scenarios of how my fight with a human would go. And the next thing I know, Papyrus just shows up with you at my doorstep,
and you're all both willing to give up your soul for us for some reason. And then we went on a date! Like, never in a million years did I ever think I'd go on a date with a human and enjoy it. Then you saved us. So now I just feel stuck between feeling so happy that we're finally free, and also kind of weird about how things turned out. It really just seems like I still have a whole lot to learn. Thanks to you and Papyrus, though, I've at least learned that there's a tons more ways to be strong. Even if some of those ways involve being a total weenie. So, thanks, I guess. For that, I'm now... For that, and now for listening. I really appreciate it. Even though I still feel kinda weird. That's what friends are for, right? Right! Though, I do feel a little bad you came all this way back up here to hear me ramble. Well then, I could get some kind of reward for listening? What? No! If anything, I should be suplexing you into the ground right now for opening your mouth when I said not to. But I guess since you freed the entire underground, I could at least humor one request from you. So, better make it a good one. Got it? Well, I have a few things in mind. Why do I get the feeling I'm going to regret this? Alright, fine. Bring it on, you dork! Come on, lay it on me!
You're going to regret saying that exact phrasing. Human smooch attack.
Can you kiss me? I can't continue the laughter. You get it at this point. Oh my god, you were serious. Oh my god, you were serious! That's... You... You know what? Fine. You want a smooch, human? I'll give you a smooch. Yeah, she even knew the words I used. So you better pucker up like you've never been puckered in your life, punk. Because I'm going to kiss the crap out of you.
Most threatening, affectionate way to do it.
Don't hold anything back.
On the mouth smooches!
Jeez, I knew you humans would be soft, but not this soft. Seriously, I could literally break you in half with just one little squeeze. Don't look at me like that. I wouldn't actually break you in half. Be too messy. Not on purpose, at least. So just relax. Promise, you're in good hands. You know, you're not really all that bad. I mean, I already knew that, but getting to hang out with you has helped me realize something. I tend to get this other weird feeling in my gut whenever you're around. Kinda like I want to throw up or something. But not as bad, I guess? If anything, I kind of like it. Guess that means I kind of like you too, punk. Don't let it get to your head, though. 'Cause I still see you as an enemy. Just not the same way as before. Now you're special to me. You're both my friend and my enemy. No, wait. You're my... You're my rival!
I thought actually she was going to say friend of me.
That's right! My rival! Oh, you better prepare yourself, punk, 'cause I want a date rematch. I'm gonna train so freaking hard that my flirting will kick your flirting's ass. It doesn't matter how long I have to try either, or how many dates we have to go on. I will absolutely defeat you. Yeah, I couldn't see that ending any other way. Undyne, you are ridiculous. Frenemy still could have worked, though. The rival works too. Onward to Alphys. Okay, Al. You and then no one. Then we'll see what happens. Alphys, are you sure? It took quite a long time to get everyone organized and evacuated from the underground, but you were quite proud to see Alphys handling it all so well. She's probably going to bring up the amalgamates. That's exactly why you invited her to the summit once she was finished, even though you knew the two of you would be exhausted after such a busy day. She seemed very hesitant, but said she'd already be up there for something else, so she'll be able to meet you there. Yeah, she's going to bring up the amalgamates. You only hope you weren't too late as you ran the rest of the way up the mountain and practically fell over when you got there. Sup, nerd? She looks like she's distracted by her phone. Al?
Oh, you're here. I was just getting a little worried that something happened to you. Are you okay?
Yeah, just... Let me catch my breath.
Sorry, that's probably rude to laugh. You just look really... I mean, I'm glad you're okay. I got worried when you didn't answer your phone. It's all...
My phone doesn't really get service up here anyway.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I knew I should have upgraded that ancient thing when I had the chance. Just another thing I screwed up on doing right. I probably seem really silly, don't I? I mean, I roped you into having a practice date with me, and now I ended up falling for... Never mind. Forget I even said anything. Meeting up here was probably a really bad idea. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have agreed to this. You should really be home right now, shouldn't you? Be with your friends or your family. You know, the people who you care about.
Well, I care about you.
What? Why? Why in the world would you care about me?
Because we're friends.
Right. We're friends.
Also was hoping we can have an actual date now.
What, right now? I mean, not that I don't want to. I just a really, really bad time right now. Look, I'm not even dressed for the occasion. Plus, I don't have any gifts to give you or anything. And there's something really, really important that I've wanted to do before, well, thank you, really, for coming all the way back up the mountain to see me and everything. It means a lot, but you should just get going. You should go back and go home, back to your friends and family. People who deserve your attention more than I do. It was nice seeing you again, though.
Al, you gotta talk to me, girl.
Yeah, I'll be okay. I just really want to make sure I do this.
Do you need any help?
No. I mean, I don't know. You've done so much already, and really don't want to wrap you up in any of my stuff. I don't want to trouble you. This is something I should have done a long time ago. Instead, I've been avoiding it in all hopes that it just works out. Oh, wow, would you look at that? It's that time again, that time that I have something else to do. This is something very super important. I'm sure you already know how to get back, so I'll just leave you to it. Nice.
And just where do you think you're going?
To the bathroom? Oh my god. Oh my god. Could this be? No, wait, it can't be a Kipidon?
What is that? I don't know what that word is.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, I always dreamed about this, but I have never thought in a million years, especially in a situation like this. Oh, but it's actually chapter 18 of Mew Mew Kissy Cutie in the video game, which the rival love interest finally makes her, and he comes in the corner of Mew Mew and preventing her from escaping.
Oh my god, it's too fast.
But she thinks he still might be under her effect in the mind control and kiss them back in chapter 10th. Mew Mew feels so conflicted because she actually used to have a lot of feelings for him too before she... You were unable to read any of that, weren't you? I just totally nerded out there. Is it too late to say I need to go to the bathroom?
Oh my god, I called that. Do you actually have to?
No. I don't. I went in the bushes behind there before you got here. I'm so sorry. Here I was just saying to myself that I'll be honest with people. But I'm lying again. Just like always. Seems like no matter how hard I try, I just always end up coming up with excuses for myself. And I hate that. I hate that it's my first reaction. I just lie in the hopes that I'll be able to keep pushing away the truth so I can deal with it another day. And then I lie about myself lying because I'm so scared that people won't like me because I'm so boring and cowardly. I can't keep going on like this anymore. It's just so stressful and scary. Like all my lies are just gonna crash on...
There's another grammatical mistake. Like, all my lies are just going to crush me and crush me underneath the pressure and crush me. I say crash. I'm screwing up when I'm trying to clarify it.
Like all my lies are just gonna crush me underneath the pressure. I'm tired of it. Just tired of being a coward. Tired of being scared. Tired of trying to impress people by being someone who I'm not. I want that other day I keep dreaming about to be today. Especially now that we're here and the barrier's broken. That dream has actually become reality, so why can't mine? I don't want my mistakes to keep following me, even though I know I deserve to be punished for what I've done.
Alphys?
I'm sorry. This is why I told you to keep going, because I knew I'd just start unloading all my problems onto you. You're probably just wanting this to be a happy moment, especially since you've already been through so much. And now I'm just bringing you down. I just can't seem to stop myself from making more mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes. That's no reason to be so hard on yourself. Even though you've been lying to people and holding their relatives who've become amalgamates captive for who knows how long till the protagonist got there.
Nobody makes mistakes like this. I don't deserve to be forgiven for what I've done. Especially now after hiding it for so long. But I don't know if I'm actually looking to be forgiven. Rather, I just want a way forward. I want to do better. I want to be better. Someone who's worth being called a friend. Someone who's worthy of love and attention. I know I can't do this alone, though. I just can't seem to make myself take that first step because I'm so afraid I'll be alone. I don't think I can handle being alone. I'm here for you, girl. But because we're friends. Thank you. That really means more than you'll ever know. Oh my gosh. I almost forgot. I got so caught up in talking about myself, you said you wanted to talk about something yourself. I hope I didn't really bring down with all that. What did you want to ask?
Smooch the embarrassed lizard. She's blushing really hard. She's kind of giving me this. I kind of expect her eyebrows to be wiggling with those eyes. Like, really, really hard. You're starting to wonder if you broke her or something.
Yes.
What was that?
Yes. Yes. We can. We can.
You should probably just go over there before she actually stops functioning. Mouth smooch! I think it's a mouth smooch. Yeah, it's right on her tooth. Right on the muzzle.
Oh. Wow. This is even nicer than I imagined. Not that I imagined this before or anything. Oh God, I'm so screwed. Maybe? Thank you. For listening, I mean. And for the practice date, even if it didn't go so well. I really thought seeing you again would be really awkward, which is why I avoided you so much. I'm really sorry for that. It's probably not going to be much of a surprise either, but I've never really liked myself much. So I really don't get why you seem so interested in me. But it's also kind of nice to have someone looking at you like you're someone worthy of love. I'm going to take that first step, to be honest, by saying I still don't really think I'm worth the attention you seem to want to give me. But I'm hoping if I keep going, especially when I know I have someone like you to lean back on, that I can one day really feel like I deserve it.
Aw, man, she didn't bring up the amalgamates. That would have been like... It would have been a twist coming, considering they weren't in the game, but it'd be a little more natural. Instead, we get a plot twist like, Muffet's a doll! Alright, last one. Alright, last one. I'll get Sans to like me again. After all, I love that bonehead. Punny Bones, I call him. Now, no one. No one? An interesting choice, but it's not mine to make. Are you sure? Yeah. Very well. Take your next step and return home. And that's Act to Flirt. All the other endings that I didn't show you in the first game. I'll let the credits roll, and then we chat. All's well that ends well. Those are all the endings, because neutral route endings are pretty much the same as true passion endings, but the true passion has extra dialogue and a different location. That's pretty much it. But until the next update to the game, those are all the endings, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I've enjoyed playing the game, and I will continue to do so in the future, because, oh boy, trying to date the Underfell Skeletal Bros are going to be so much fun. Ooh, and the Underswap ones, and Gaster. Ooh, I look forward to Gaster. There's so many secret dates that are going to happen in the future. But you're never going to know unless you don't subscribe. So please subscribe, and stick around for more. But as always, my wonderful lovelies, thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a good day or night depending on when you see this video. And as always, remember to stay awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. But until then, bye-bye!